How to manage breathlessness. My name's Heather Henry. I'm the Managing Director of Breath Jump CIC, helping children, families and communities to learn about breathing in fun ways. And in this how-to guide, it's all about helping you, whether you are perhaps newly breathless because you've had COVID and you're in recovery, or you've got an existing lung condition and maybe you haven't been out and about too much due to the pandemic, and your lungs are a little bit more unfit than they usually are. It's important to say that if you've got breathlessness, you do need to understand why, and if necessary, go to the doctor or see a practice nurse to find out more about why you're breathless so that you understand why, first of all. In this short how-to guide, what we're going to cover are basic exercises recommended by physiotherapists and occupational therapists and road tested by me as somebody who has asthma and has been breathless more or less all of her life, to see what exercises can help you if you're breathless, to think about what positions you can adopt if you're feeling more breathless to help you, talking about the importance of staying more physically active, singing for lung health. We're going to talk about singing for lung health because here at Breath Champs it's all about fun ways, and we are running singing for lung health courses right across Trafford in 2022. So if you're interested in that, then do get in touch. And then I'm just going to mention to you the importance of staying a healthy weight. I have had issues with my weight most of my life, and I do attend a slimming group to stay like this because I don't have much lung. I've also had most of my right lung removed, so it's really important to me to stay the right weight so that I can breathe properly. The first thing we want to talk about is how being very breathless makes you feel. Remember, of course, that breathlessness is normal when you're exerting yourself, even if you have a lung condition. So you need to think about, I had an issue where every time I got out of breath I thought I was ill, and actually what I was doing was walking really quickly or attempting to jog. I have done 5k. Do differentiate between whether you're feeling ill or whether you're just rushing or doing something, exerting yourself. Think about that. But generally, being breathless makes you worry. It may make you feel anxious. It may even make you feel panicky. In some people, it can bring on panic attacks. And those actual feelings can go into your body, and you start to breathe even faster because you're trying to get more air in. In many people, the way that we start to breathe faster and where we breathe in our chests is actually more inefficient than it should be. And so I'm going to go on to some of the techniques that you can use to make your breathing more efficient when you're feeling breathlessness. But generally we start to breathe from here, the top of our chests, and we start to tense. We get really tense and our shoulders may go up, and we may even see some of the muscles in our necks and our shoulders start to tense. In children, you'll see this even more, and you may even see nostrils flaring and things like that in children who are really breathless. And we take shorter, shallower breaths, and a lot of them, rather than thinking about breathing lower down in our tummies. And so what we need to actually do is be aware of how that tension is inefficient, and also how breathing really quickly can actually stimulate the nervous system to make us feel even more worried and anxious and panicked, and we get into a little bit of a vicious circle. And when we're feeling breathless, the other thing that we do is we tend to limit ourselves and we think, oh goodness, I can't do that anymore. And what I would say to you from my own experience is do not feel limited by your breathlessness. So I had somebody who husband was recently diagnosed with lung disease, and the first thing she said to me is, will he have to stop gardening? No, no, carry on gardening. And do just pace yourself. A lot of the occupational therapists and the physiotherapists would say what you really need to do is to slow down, pace yourself, and if necessary, seek their help, the occupational therapists or physiotherapists, to learn how to slow down, get aids if you need to carry on doing the things that you're doing for as long as you possibly can. So here's a little model that I quite often make with groups of children to explain how we breathe. And you can see that this straw here is the windpipe or trachea. This is our chest. And this here is the diaphragm, which is our biggest breathing muscle. And then the orange balloon is our lung. Normally we have two of those, I hope. And when we breathe in, our diaphragm descends like that, and that pulls the air into our lungs. And then when we breathe out, the diaphragm just relaxes. And breathe in and breathe out. And to help that along, that breathing in, the tummy actually helps when we breathe in. And so it's more efficient way of breathing. And then when we breathe out, our tummies just relax. And if you're really breathless and you've been breathless for a long time, you get so used to breathing from the top of your chest here that you have difficulty breathing from down here, and in particular relaxing your tummy to breathe out and letting the air out. So some of the breathing exercises that follow will help you to do that. And for some of you who've been breathless for a long while, that will feel quite difficult to do, but it's important that you really practice and it will come. This is an exercise called breathing control. Find a comfortable, supported position. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your tummy. Notice which hands move as you start to breathe. And what we're aiming for is that the hand on your tummy moves with your breathing and the hand on your chest stays relatively still. So breathing in through the nose, try to breathe deep into your lungs and then gently breathe out. And over time, what I'd like you to do is to slow down the rate of your breathing. Feel with every breath that you're getting more relaxed, keeping your shoulders down and soft, and trying to use as little effort as possible when you're breathing. This exercise is called pursed lip breathing, and it can be used at any time. I tend to use it when I'm walking up hills, and what it does is help you to breathe out more fully. And what you need to do is breathe in through the nose and blow out gently through pursed lips as if you were blowing out a candle. This is called blow as you go, and it involves breathing in before you make the effort and then breathing out while you're making the effort. So for example, when you're standing up, breathe in before you step or stand up and then blow out as you stand up. And try to purse your lips as you blow out. And then the next step is what we're going to call rectangle breathing. So it's about finding a rectangle and following the sides of the rectangle with your eyes and then coordinating that with your breathing. So again, you're going to be breathing through the nose and find the short side of any rectangle. So a door, a window, a book, this screen, And on the short side, I want you to breathe in. And then when you get to the corner, I want you to breathe out. And then breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And all the time we're thinking about breathing through our tummies rather than our chest, which can be really hard for us if we have a long-term lung condition. So you really have to retrain yourself to do that. And as you breathe, as you do the breathing rectangle, the other thing to concentrate on is to slow your breathing down. Pacing your breathing is about matching your activity to your breathing. So for example, if you're outside walking, you might want to breathe in for 2 steps and then breathe out for 2 steps. Breathe in for 2 steps and then breathe out for 2 steps. Or you might only be able to manage 1 step and 1 breath. But also to see whether you can extend the out breath. So breathe in for 2 steps, breathe out for 3 steps, breathe in for 2 steps, breathe out for 3 steps. And that can help you to empty your lungs a bit more. But start with whatever you're feeling comfortable with and go from there. Same way, if you're going to walk upstairs, breathe in for 1 step, breathe out for 1 step, or breathe in for 1 step and breathe out for 2 steps, and see how you feel. Being more active will really help with managing your breathlessness. The thing is, breathlessness may work on you to think that you shouldn't get out of breath, you shouldn't be active. Certainly this is what applied to me, and I thought, oh, I'm a poorly girl, I don't need to take exercise. And what happens is that your muscles become weaker and they actually take more oxygen to power them on their way. And so as you start to take exercise, then your muscles will become stronger and be more efficient, so that you'll need less oxygen to breathe. And you'll start to feel better about yourself, and that'll help you. So it becomes a sort of positive cycle for you. So do go and see your a general practitioner or your practice nurse if you're thinking of starting any form of exercise, just to be on the safe side. But walking is always a good place to start. Housework, of course, is a form of exercise. Just climbing the stairs more often, and to realise that just getting out of breath that little bit every day will help you to have your muscles grow stronger and more efficient. The research says that singing can improve life for people with breathlessness. Singing as part of a group can give you more confidence, give you friends and companionship, feeling that you're part of the group. And the evidence is that music also has a positive effect on the brain and the chemicals in the body to make you feel better. Well, how does singing for lung health work? Well, it helps you to control your breathing better. It'll improve your posture. And as you sort of get lost in the music, it gives you a better sense of being able to control your breathlessness. Because of the air trapping that happens in long-term lung disease, the emphasis is on extended expiration. Listen to the effort it takes for me to sing this typical Singing for Lung Health song, Semwada Dende. Semwada Dende, 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 Semwa. The research suggests that there isn't really any relationship between how poorly your lungs are and how much breathlessness you experience. And so singing as part of a group can really help you to address that and feel more in control of what's happening. There are 4 main elements to Singing for Lung Health class: a physical warm-up, a vocal warm-up, singing practice, and relaxation and mindfulness. It's also really important to be social and have fun, and that will help people to keep coming back. Some of the exercises replicate social singing, but others are very specific. I'm going to show you an exercise that will help you to control your breathing a little bit better. What I want to imagine is that you've got a rope going through your belly button and coming out the other side. And I want you to pull on that rope to pull your belly button in as you breathe out. Shh. We'll go shh, and then release. Shh. Okay, and you can put your thumb in your belly button and your hand below that onto the other hand, like that. And you want to see if you can feel that hand go in on your lower belly. Go she, 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 release, she, release. Now I'm going to sing a little song, really simple, just to see how long you can sing for. I can sing for 1. I can sing for 1, 2. I can sing for 1, 2, 3. I can sing for 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And what I want you to do is, as you are singing, you want to try and pull that rope through your back from your belly button and move these muscles here as you breathe out to sing. I can sing for 1. I can sing for 1, 2. I can sing for 1, 2, 3. I can sing for 1, 2, 3, 4. I can sing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can sing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And you know, if you're pretty breathless, you're going to be stopping at quite a low number. But as you practice, you'll be able to breathe out for longer. And that's what we're really trying to do. Have you control your muscles, have you breathe under that control, and have you sing under that control, but also to have a good time. And if you fancy a bit of Singing for Lung Health, then that is available in Trafford. And what you need to do is to get hold of me, breathjumps@brightnessmanagement.org.uk, and I'll do a little assessment and let's book you in, and we'll do a little bit of singing together. How do we manage breathlessness when we're out and about? What position should we adopt? So here's one that tends to work for most people. So you just need to find a wall or a door or whatever, and then you want to put your feet about a foot away and your feet about hip width apart, and lean against the surface and try to relax your shoulders and your arms and your chest, and just have your arms lying loosely by your sides. Some great positions to manage breathlessness when you have an obstructive lung condition, and by that I mean a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, chronic bronchitis, emphysema, asthma, those sorts of conditions. Then sort of getting in the back of a chair and leaning forward onto the chair will help. When you're sitting, it's leaning forward onto your arms like this, And you can even put a table in front of you and a pillow, and you can lean forward onto the table and the pillow like that. Like that. If you have a restrictive lung condition such as interstitial lung disease or idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, then the more comfortable position for you will be to sit upright in a chair with your hands on the arms or on your lap, like that. Breath Jumps offers a range of creative activities for people with lung problems, including things like walking, singing, activities with children in school and in the community, poetry, and we do offer a Girl Guiding and Scouting Asthma Challenge badge.